Hi everyone, my name is Christian Kreit, and I'm here excited to share my applied project with you. It's called Teaching Functional Manding Using a Speech-Generated Device to a Child with Autism, a Multiple Baseline Across Behaviors. My participant is a 5-year-old boy named Logan. Before we got started, Logan had very limited ways to communicate and rarely made requests on his own. My goal was to help him increase his ability to independently request items he wanted using a speech-generated device, or SGD. We focused on 3 of his favorite things: a toy car, bubbles, and a cracker. As you can see with the charts that are on my poster. There's been a lot of research showing that augmentative and alternative communication, things like picture systems and SGDs, can be really effective for kids with limited verbal skills. We used a lot of them in my classroom over the last couple of years, but for the picture systems. But some studies, like Vandermeer and colleagues, found that SGDs can be just as good or even better than picture exchange systems for teaching kids to request items. Gand and colleagues also found that using SGDs can help request generalized to new situations and even reduce problem behaviors. That's why I decided to use an SGD for this project. It's a proven method, and I wanted to see if I could get similar results in the clinic with Logan. I used multiple baseline across behavior design. In this baseline, Logan had the SGDs right in front of him, but I didn't prompt him to use it or reinforce in any special way. You can see in the graphs that it was very flat prior to adding the intervention, with all of them being from 0 to 10%. Once we started the intervention, I followed a most to least prompting approach. If he didn't request independently, I gave him as much help as needed to get the correct response, then faded that help over each time. Each time he made a request on his own, he got the item right away for about 30 seconds. Sessions were short, they were about 5 to 10 minutes per target, and we ran them one-on-one in a clinic setting. I tracked how many opportunities he had and how many times he independently used the SGD to request the item. During baseline, Logan's independent requests were pretty much flat, like I said before. Really low, around 0 to 10% for all 3. But once we added the intervention after week 3, we saw his independent manning shoot right up and keep climbing. Each behavior improved only after we introduced the intervention for that specific item, which is exactly what you want to see in a multiple baseline design. You can also see in week 9 that I fully faded the prompting away, and he did have a little bit of a decline. However, he went back up in the next few sessions. So what does it mean? It means that the SGD-based Manding training can be a really effective way to boost communication for children with autism who aren't using vocal speech much yet. Adding this kind of training earlier in a child's program can really help them communicate faster and with less frustration, thus cutting down on behaviors. Of course, there were some limitations. It's impossible to get a bunch of people to help you out taking data in a clinical setting. So I didn't collect any inter-observer agreement data, so that's something I would add next time. I also didn't run any generalization or maintenance probes because we didn't have that much time, and it was hard to do it in a different setting when I only work with him in the clinical setting. So I can't say for sure how well they will hold up over time or in different places. If I did this again, I'd train the parents to use the same strategies at home and test his requesting with new people and items. Overall, it was a success. Logan learned to independently request some of his favorite things, and that's a huge win for his communication.